All right, everybody. This is going to be a quick one today. It's just been a long week. So, yeah, I'm kind of changing the format up to just do the housekeeping, the summary, and then the review, which is to new people hilarious because that's what the title is, just summary and review. But usually there's like a character section and like a who's it for, and I cover lore and like just interesting topping points. But I'm not doing that. It's just going to be the summary and the review. I just want to get my thoughts out there, and partially because I want to move on to a different book, um, and partially because there's not a whole lot to talk about. So I feel like I'd be sifting. I'd be trying to fish in a puddle, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, moving on. The book that we're doing today is Tombworld. I mean, yeah, the thumbnail probably gives it away, but moving on. So, housekeeping. Author is Justin D. Beer. The narrator is Gabrielle Nellis Payne, and runtime is 10 hours and 2 minutes. The summary is it is a testament to the power those of a peoples that can claim to be godbreakers that their empire touches many of the planets throughout the Milky Way galaxy. With the return of their leader, Szarech the Silent King, to whom they are eternally sworn, the dynasties and their legions awaken to a galaxy much changed. Some of the Necron have been raised to be Praetorians to ensure that the proud legacy of the Necrons is upheld, and more importantly, the loyalty pledged to the Silent King is kept. They are the arbiters of those that are beyond the judgment of mortals. Praetorian Khemet must oversee the awakening of a Tombworld that sits dormant within the planet of Orimous, where the seething masses of billions of humanity now call home. Ignorant of their trespass onto an ancient realm, an awakening is a fragile thing, and Khemet must see the world and its legions awaken while also keeping the ever fractious internal dynastic politics from destroying everything from within. So that's pretty much the summary of the book. And to give things away, because I can, this book is basically just Gene Stealers, but Necrons. Like, if you've read a Gene Stealer book, then you know what's happening. It reads a lot. The summary can basically be boiled down to like a codex entry where you crack open the codex and then it's like the planet of Orimous fell to Necrons because of blankety blankety blank. Like that's essentially this book. So yeah, as far as the review goes, I yeah, let me just read it from the top. So the premise of the book is something like, what if Gene Stealers but Necron instead? Which, sure, but a Gene Stealer book is either appropriately short or there's more going on than just Gene Stealers. Or it's Spiral Dawn. And to the people that read Spiral Dawn, it's so good. This book isn't nearly as mind-melting or chock full of unreliable narrators. So, no, the story is instead full of underdeveloped characters that have nothing to offer further than exactly what you'd expect from their initial introductions. If they're a cryptech, then they'll be a cryptech and act like nobility. If they're a deathmark, then they'll be an assassin that does assassin things for assassin reasons, which is fine. They're automatons that can't build new neural pathways and so lack the capacity to have character depth or character change. These inert characters are also paired with loads of baby's first Necron exposition. It'd bring up a Vargard, then have a short blurb immediately after describing what a Vargard was. I mean, just kind of copy and paste that with just immortals, warriors, like anything. It's truly like, I know what Necrons are. Thank you. I appreciate it. It will like even describe what the War in Heaven was, who the Silent King is, Androcure, literally anything it names. It'll be like, you obviously have no idea what I'm talking about. Let me tell you. And I'm just like, am I being mansplained what codexes, like what Necrons are right now? This is wild. But yeah, this is somehow even worse handling to the conveyor belt of Imperial characters that exist just to be killed off just after being introduced. It's obnoxiously padded. The first entire act of the story is just to introduce an singular character, the Praetorian Khemet, a character that I promise did not need multiple hours to be introduced because nothing, not the PTSD, not the coming to terms with her, like reconciling the fact that she's stuck inside of a metallic body and not contemplating her true role in Necron society, or the fact that she got like backstabbed by Andrakir. Like none of that in this first act is followed up on, let alone resolved by the second or third acts. In fact, it seems to have been tossed by the time we get to the battle with the Death Watch and then the resolution with the two conflicting cryptechs. To be completely honest, this book could have been made much better by cutting the runtime in half. The real solution is just to start the book at the beginning of Act 2, honestly. I'm being really harsh, though, so I'll throw in some pros that the book does, or else I'm going to feel like an actual bully instead of a reviewer. I do like the overall characterization of Necrons. They got the arrogance and the like backstabby nature and the politicking correct. I feel like their internal politicking, particularly the fact that it takes more of a precedent than the actual goal they came to the world for, is like pretty fitting. Seeing the Necrons through the lens of a Praetorian was also interesting, since they don't have an official rank while also being given the power to sit in judgment of the upper echelon of Necron society. It's a fascinating perspective, and it's one that did keep me reading. The Necrons also felt suitably powerful. Yeah, they are featured on the cover, so it makes sense that they'll be like steamrolling whatever faction they fight, but it's good to see the Egyptian Terminators that use elemental god beings as batteries actually be powerful. All in all, I don't think that I can recommend this book. That's not to say don't read it ever. More like if there's something else like on your reading list, I would read that first, just because this book isn't like a complete dumpster fire. It just never gets past being mediocre, which is disappointing because the Necron lineup, as far as comparison goes, Necron books tend to be really good. So this had big shoes to fill. I feel like if I do read any reviews, because I haven't yet, I'm gonna get a lot of people being like, "This book read nothing like Infinite Divine. It's nothing compared to Twice Dead King." Like, I feel like I'm gonna see a lot of that, which fair, because if you count the number of Necron books that are actually out there, there's not a lot. So comparison is real because the list is short. Yeah, anyway, that pretty much wraps up everything that I have to say about the book. I don't know if you, to people that have read, like seen my other videos, let me know if the shorter format's betterer or more gooder, whatever. Or if you like the longer format. This is kind of a fluke as far as videos go. I don't know. It's been a long week and I wanted to get this review done. The next book I'm going to do is Remnant Blade. And then I don't know, I'm probably going to do the Grotznik deep dive, but yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. See you around.